I think the question on most people's lips ahead of watching The Smashing Machine is, can The Rock actually act? You know, this is an A24 movie. It's very drama focused rather than just being a bit of fun. It actually reminded me a lot of The Iron Claw in many ways. Um, so, can this boy actually do it? Has he got his acting chops? I think the answer is yes. I think this was proof that he can act. I think he did a great job as the gentle giant with conflict all around his head. Uh, the man who wants to be kind, but he has so many problems in his head, and it comes out as little microaggressions while he has a full smile on his face. That's a tough thing to do on screen, and it's usually the real top actors, the A-listers, that I see actually nailing that role. And to see someone like Dwayne Johnson do it, and you know, like I had my reservations. I didn't know if this guy was going to be able to do it, and so actually seeing him do it, you know, like fair play. And people will have made their mind up before this film. They're like, guys, no John Cena. It's like, no, just wait until you watch the damn film. Um, and yeah, and I think most of that acting prowess came out in scenes with Emily Blunt, and I think those scenes were incredible. It was a very realistic portrayal of a slightly love hate relationship. I thoroughly enjoyed those little bickerings they had, and then the makeups and all that kind of stuff. Great. So those are the really good things about the film. If you stayed with a minute and a half, if you stayed with me for a minute and a half, you might think this film is amazing. I thought it was pretty good. It was okay. It was a decent film that I didn't have trouble getting through. The fighting scenes themselves, a little bit like the Iron Claw, they were there. They were fine. The sound design was pretty good. It didn't sound like the usual punching into a pillow. It sounded like bones were being hit. So that was quite good. But it felt like a distraction, the fights themselves, because this guy is a UFC fighter in the film, and it didn't really feel like that was central to the plot. But you know what? The Iron Claw was great, and the fighting wasn't really central to that plot either. So you know what you're gonna do. I think in general, whenever there was actual drama in this film, that was when it excelled. And then it was the action where I was kind of like switching off a little bit. But I would say the trouble is there's so many good films out at the moment, and this is just not one I'd point you to, because there is like The Long Walk, there is Weapons, there is One Battle After Another, and those are just superior films. But I think, you know, like if you're really curious to see if Dwayne Johnson has it, I think this is your chance to give him a chance, because I think he did a good job, and I think people need to admit that.